We've got Morgenstern on Morgenstern. God in the red with ace high. Just saw Anton, no relation, in the black. Bet with pocket aces.
That's the German Morgenstern with pocket aces and the Israeli Morgenstern with nothing.
Anton bet 150. God just raised Anton all in on the bluff.
A Morgenstern should never try to bluff a Morgenstern. I believe you must answer for it in the afterlife. God runs this bluff because he has the ace of spades, which means Anton can't have the nuts.
Anton does make the call with the aces after some thought and will take a monster pot.
One Morgenstern now has a lot of chips, and the other Morgenstern does not.
Anton Morgenstern, the one with a ton of chips. 3.9 million now to work with. The other Morgenstern, not so much. Wong has invested 350,000 chips, including a check raise on the flop with deuces against the pocket jacks of German-born Anton Morgenstern on a paired board.
You may recall Anton Morgenstern from that hand against God Morgenstern on day 5. We'll see how he does against someone with a different last name.
And there is a call from Anton, turn card, yet another tray. George Wong now drawing dead.
Yeah, they both have a full house line, but trays full of jacks beats trays full of deuces. However, trays full of deuces about to create a ruckus that could be a whole lot worse than a baby crying at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, drawing dead, but representing a lot of life is Wong, about at 320,000.
Morgenstern, 22 years old, 4 World Series cashes, all in no-limit hold'em events.
And he makes the call. You know, I hate jacks, but if you got to play him, why not go up against deuces? River card, king of spades, a card that could challenge both players' commitment to this pot.
Wong's law school roommate, Albert Kim, finished 19th in the 2008 main event. Wong has his own small film production company, which isn't going to help him here.
Wow, looks like he wants to keep feeding the meter. George Wong. And that's 520,000.
Not a lot of hands Morgenstern's got to be worried about, but he looks a bit concerned with that bet.
Both started the hand in the 4 million range. And Morgenstern with the call.
Wong turned it over, hoping it would be good.
But it's not. Morgenstern takes it with a better boat.
Guess I was a little thin. Seriously playing that for value? Yeah.
Wong was hoping Morgenstern would call with an ace.
Anton moves over 5 million. The other one, tournament chip leader Anton Morgenstern on the right, just re-raised the ace-jack of George Wong.
Come on.
You heard him, 3.2 million.
Wong thinking Morgenstern might have re-raised light with the big stack.
Anton ponies up 2.2 million more to try and put Wong on the rail in 28th place.
Wong, the New York Law School grad slash filmmaker who just had a baby boy, pushed with 32 big blinds left. Unfortunately for him, Morgenstern had a big enough hand.
All eyes on this table. Could this be the end of day 6? Morgenstern trying to get us to our final 3 tables of the 2013 main event. Wong is the one at risk. Here's the flop. 10 deuce deuce. The pocket pair holds up. A swing and a miss for Wong.
Status quo. Wong still hoping for an ace or a jack.
Turn card. 6 of hearts. Wong now. At the moment, all poker players dread hit the river or go home.
George Wong doesn't want to go home. Anton Morgenstern wants to send him home. Wong needs an ace or a jack.
Another deuce. Morgenstern's pocket pair holds up. George Wong's run has come to an end.
Another bust out. More heartbreak at the main event.
And at this featured table, aces in the house again. The top dog with 2 aces and a raise to 250,000. Bermohouse gets out of the way. Ortiz folds his small blind. Big blind Sylvain loose lead with ace-queen.
Lon, I was watching a live stream of you at the Deep Stacks main event in Turlock, California earlier this year. You lost most of your chips with ace-queen and then the rest with pocket jacks.
We just don't listen to our own advice, do we?
Do you pay attention to anything you say?
All right, loosely made the call. Heads up, flop deuce 4-8 all spades. Loosely with the nut flush draw, but the pocket aces are still strong for Morgenstern. After the check, Morgenstern bets 325.
That's a much better flop for Loosely than Morgenstern.
Loosely will come along.
Morgenstern cuts quite a figure at the table, tall, in command, like Helmuth without the rants.
9 of hearts on the turn, no flush now. Loosely a 4-1 dog.
And things looking better for the pocket aces. And he's got to charge loosely another drawing tax.
Second check from Loosely, greeted by a bet of $650,000.
You mentioned Loosely's a 4-to-1 dog, getting only 3-to-1 on a call. But there are the implied odds, which we never discussed, Lon.
Loosely will come along. 2.6 million in the middle. River card. King of spades, and Loosely's stubbornness rewarded with the nut flush, and he checks again.
Checks? That kind of reduces the implied odds, which we never discuss.
Don't mention it. And a check from Morgenstern. He was not confident in the aces. Loosely shows the winning hand. Slowly, though.
And see, Morgenstern is no poker brat. Helmuth would be ranting about something right now.
Loosely enjoying 113 big blinds now at this featured table after taking chips off of the chip leader.
We'll check river.
Yeah.
You had ace queen of diamonds.
Yeah. Ace queen with the ace of spades.
Yeah. And you had ace queen of diamonds.
Aces.
Aces? Oh my gosh. So he could have got it all in and sucked out.
He could have.
Yeah.
At the featured table, Anton Morgenstern raised with pocket jacks. The chip leader got a caller in Mark Newhouse, who will take a flop with ace-king against the big stack. All right, here we go. The flop. Ace-queen 4. Morgenstern can't be happy to see 2 overcards to his jacks. Newhouse catches an ace to grab the big advantage. Morgenstern checks.
That's a pretty dandy flop for Newhouse. And I don't say dandy too often, Lon.
Newhouse. 325.
Morgenstern, born in Berlin. His father is American. He has dual German-U.S. citizenship.
And like a lot of Euro poker pros, lives in London, and he's going to come along for 325. Turn card. Another queen, 2 pair for each, but Newhouse still best with his aces up. Morgenstern checks again. And Newhouse checks back. River card. 10 of spades. 3rd spade on board.
Morgenstern, a heads-up specialist online with huge bankroll swings due to his aggressive style.
He checks a 3rd time. And Newhouse now. He's going to move some chips. 760,000.
Morgenstern giving this one some 2nd and 3rd thoughts.
Well, Newhouse best from the flop. Oh boy, the chip leader reaching deep into those lavender chips.
Yeah, that doesn't look like a call line.
Anton Morgenstern muscling up with a check raise to $1.6 million.
Well, if Newhouse had just checked, he had a winner. No decision to make. But frankly, I would have thought his river bet would have ended matters. Newhouse getting 4.5 to 1 on a call here.
Well, you talk about Morgenstern's big online swings, and this is one reason for it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And here it does work. The check raise bluff.
Now, I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
Folded over to Steve G. 10-7 of diamonds in the small blind. Poker code, Norman.
What's the poker code again?
If it's folded to you in the small blind, you got to raise it up. 250 is what G makes it.
G quit playing poker full-time for 20 years. I guess it's like riding a bike, but when you get back on that poker bike, there's a lot of new potholes on the road.
Chip leader Morgenstern with pocket 8s in the big blind, a real hand.
Morgenstern's background is in Magic the Gathering, which is like chess without the bishops.
And Morgenstern with a re-raise to 550.
All in.
G says all in, and a snap call from Morgenstern, and it all comes down to Steve G's 10-7 of diamonds.
Boy, G said he was all in with a shaky voice line, and now he's in a shaky spot. He pushed with 22 big blinds left.
It was just a small percentage of the 26 million chips for Morgenstern to call G down.
Yeah, I don't think the big stack was going to fold a lot of hands there.
Here is the flop and an 8, a set for Morgenstern, and G's hopes are but a small flicker.
For a sweat one time? Jack or nine, Jack or nine of diamonds for a sweat one time?
Back-to-back final tables look very bleak right now.
Turn card. Ace of spades, G misses, cannot win the hand, and will not make back-to-back main event final tables.
Well, he lost his last all-in last year, and he lost his last all-in this year. Those are bad memories. Everything else, unbelievable and awesome.
Morgenstern ups his chip count to nearly 30 million. For Steve G, he used all his tools and poker powers to stay in as long as he could, but he's out of the main event in 24th place. Anton Morgenstern with King Jack offsuit.
Hopefully I have stuff to color up.
Chips in hand, a raise to 250,000. JC, just calling.
Uh-oh, someone's actually following the Poker Brat's advice. JC could be in trouble.
Big blind folded, so heads up. Tran with the queens, Morgenstern with King Jack, the two big stacks at this table. 4, Jack 4, queens up for Tran is best. He checks to the jacks up of Morgenstern.
Seemingly good flop for Morgenstern. He might continuation bet anything here. He's certainly going to attack with 2 pair.
Attack he does, almost half the pot, 325,000.
And when you slow play queens pre-flop against, say, King Jack, this is the flop you like to see.
You see the graphic, that's the number of chips they have left in their stack after betting, and as Phil Hellmuth mentioned, about a 2-to-1 differential. There's a call from JC. So he's not going to push any buttons right now. Turn card, 6 of clubs, changes nothing. Tran's still best. JC checks again.
Well, as Hellmuth suggested, Tran is playing the hand defensively, which effectively avoids a big pot against the big stack.
Morgenstern fires away, 675 this time.
And of course, what might appear to be defensive could actually be trapping.
JC. Just calling chips right now, and they're now in the pot. The pot worth over 2.7 million. River card, another 6. So Tran's hand is best.
Both these players, I'm sure, happy not to see a diamond on the river. JC plays pretty methodically, says he makes mistakes when he rushes himself.
Tran checks a 3rd time. And now Morgenstern, who has followed each of JC's checks with a bet.
Well, I think he's betting for value right here.
The chip leader puts out $1.25 million.
Anton figures he might get called by, say, pocket 9s or pocket 10s, a queen jack, a jack 10, or even by an ace.
And now JC Tran makes the call. And 3 check calls worth a 5.2 million chip pot to JC Tran there.
That's that.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice for JC. Anton Morgenstern is far from a fish, but Tran definitely reeled him in there. Check, check, check. Tran gets 3 streets of value by slow playing his queens.
3 chip denominations in play currently. The most active chip, the 100K Lavender, a stack of 20 of those worth $2 million. Loosely looks down at pocket aces. 26-year-old French pro with a raise to 325. Morgenstern now on the button, the chip leader. 8-7 off.
He's been experimenting with different diets, vegan for a while, then he went to a plant-heavy diet with some juicing, and now it's a steady diet of super aggro play on the button.
Just started playing live poker a couple of years ago. A re-raise to 850 from Morgenstern. Back to loosely now as the blinds fold.
I warned Sylvain about Anton, but he has the proper tools to deal with the big stack bully in this hand.
Raise 1.8.
And he says re-raise. He makes it $1.8 million. We talk often about shifting fortunes when big hand meets big hand. This is just big hand versus 8-7.
And of course, Anton could just take his 850,000 chip loss and move on with his other 23 million chips.
Morgenstern is not moving on a lot of those lavender chips, Norman. Wow. He re-pops it to 3.8 million.
Lon, it takes a special maniacal chip leader to 5-bet with 8-7 off. I think we're safe here, Lon, but we might want to seek cover.
I'm all in.
With the aces, loosely says all in. And Morgenstern has to give it up. Lucy with a huge pot. The bad timing award already been decided for this hour.
This guy's got a different way of saying folding every hand.
Who?
Your boy.
If Anton does that 5 more times, goodbye.
Big stack's got to play bully, but sometimes they get caught. Sylvain loosely at our feature table, ace-4.
It's a weak ace. Don't waste our time.
He's got over $1 million in online earnings. I'm not sure he got there with a weak ace. 325 is the raise. Morgenstern with pocket eights.
Morgenstern plays like a maniac, but he seems like he's just sitting at Walden Pond contemplating his navel.
Re-raise to 850 with the eights. Now Newhouse with ace-queen in the big blind.
182nd at the 2011 main event.
I'm all in.
And Mark shoves his whole stack, almost $5.5 million with ace-queen.
Newhouse pushing with 35 big blinds left, and I told the weak ace not to waste our time.
The weak ace folds. Now Morgenstern with the pocket eights.
Anton is almost never up against a smaller pair here, so the question is, if he's flipping, is it worth 4.6 million more? That's a big number.
Okay.
Morgenstern will try to send Newhouse to the showers.
Okay.
Mark with the ace-queen, Morgenstern with the eights.
Newhouse was all in with ace-deuce against Jay Farber's pocket nines earlier on day 7. In better shape this time, but behind and needing help again.
Here's the flop and a queen for Newhouse to take a huge step towards survival.
And Newhouse nodded at that flop because he knew the queen was coming, Lon.
Oh boy, now Morgenstern less concerned with the knockout, more focused on his suddenly evaporating chip stack. 7 on the turn keeps Newhouse ahead.
They wore the black 3 across when he has 2 of them.
Oh, yeah, I know. He's got 2 black 3s.
Morgenstern needs an 8 to knock out Mark Newhouse.
The river card, another 7. A nice double up for Newhouse, who now sits with more than 11 million. On the other side of that coin, Anton Morgenstern, whose stack has been depleted by almost 10 million chips in just 2 hands. Boom is not the word we would use to describe this hour of Anton Morgenstern's poker life. He's taken some serious blows to his chip stack here with ace-jack of clubs, a raise to 325.
The name of Anton's poker movie is just Raise.
Exactly. Mark Newhouse on the button with pocket deuces makes the call. J.C. Tran in the big blind folds, as does McKeel Brimmelhouse.
With Morgenstern spewing chips, no reason for Newhouse not to play a pot against him in position.
These two clashing again. Here's the flop. Oh my goodness! Deuces full for Newhouse, while Morgenstern flops trip aces.
That's a flop like they used to make them, Lon, before everything got digitized.
No slow play from Morgenstern with his trips, 425.
Yeah, if you're Anton, nobody ever thinks you have a hand, so when he does have a hand, he's going to push with it.
But Newhouse has the hammer with a full boat.
Yeah, and if Newhouse knew Anton had an ace, he'd be twerking at the table.
Newhouse has had Morgenstern's number today. This could get very, very ugly. Just a call from Newhouse. Turn card, Tray of Hearts. No threat really to Morgenstern's hand. From his mind, at least. He continues to lead out, and why not? 750.
Newhouse loves it, and he's wondering how to proceed to get the most chips out of this pot.
Mark Newhouse with the flop of his main event. And now he pounces, a raise to 2 million.
Newhouse waits no longer, and boy, he's got Morgenstern with the perfect hand to carry on and lose more chips.
Anton wondering why would Newhouse raise here? Maybe a stronger ace, but that's unlikely. And it looks like he sees no good reason for that raise as he re-raises to 3.9 million.
This pot is swelling, and we're not nearly done yet.
Friends of Mark Newhouse wondering what their man has gotten himself into here. But Newhouse certainly knows. How much more can he get from Anton?
All in.
He says all in.
Well, now alarms have to go off in Anton's head. Newhouse willing to risk it all? What can Anton beat? And a call here would be for more than half of Anton's remaining stack.
And a call
Wow.
it is. And a stunning turn of events, 1 card from reality.
No emotion from Anton, but he's got to be dazed and distressed. Morgenstern can still bust Newhouse here with an ace, jack, or 3.
But Newhouse one card from 22 million chips, and the main event lead, the river card, the 4 of clubs. Newhouse completes another double up through Morgenstern.
Morgenstern had 29 million chips earlier on day 7. He now has 5 million, and Newhouse now has the most chips in the room.
What'd you say about this guy?
Mark Newhouse cannot contain his excitement. He's got to get out of his seat, as does Morgenstern, now one of the short stacks here on day 7. 20 players remaining. Anton Morgenstern with ace-king just saw Fabian Ortiz try to limp in and see a flop. We've all got dreams. So action on Morgenstern. A one-time dominating chip leader, no longer. There is the race to 575. Morgenstern and Alexander seem to be racing each other towards bankruptcy.
Well, here it'll be the man who loves disco music versus the man who loves electronic music. And when you're running bad like Anton, people like to play pots against you. You're more likely to keep running bad or make bad decisions.
Ortiz makes a call for 375 more, so heads up with the 2 short stacks at this table. Boy, it's amazing to say that. All right, here's the flop. Jack Queen 4. Ortiz scores top pair. Morgenstern a Broadway draw. Ortiz has the action. He checks.
At this point of the main event line, if I were Anton, I'd leave the Amazon room, walk up and down the strip 5 times, then come back in here later tonight. Whatever chips are blinded off while he's gone can't possibly equal whatever chips he's going to lose playing pots right now.
All in. Cool.
Morgenstern put Ortiz all in, and Fabian makes the call.
It's easy to think a guy in a vest never has anything, but in this case, you'd be mistaken. Ortiz calls for his last 8 big blinds.
It is Ortiz at risk, but he's the one who flopped top pair. Morgenstern looking to try to take out a shorter stack, and there's not many of them in the room. King of hearts pairs both, does not change Anton's outs.
Morgenstern needs an ace or a 10 to knock out Fabian Ortiz.
The river card, the 4 of clubs. Ortiz tries playing for the minimum and ends up getting paid the maximum.
And Lon, I've got to hand it to the 22-year-old Morgenstern. He does not change countenance even as his whole main event collapses in front of him.
And Norman, it's official. Morgenstern and James Alexander, the 2 short stacks in the main event right now. Ortiz now wakes up with pocket aces right after his double up, and he's going to raise it up to 400,000.
Ortiz finished 298th in the 09 main event.
Loosely folds to Morgenstern, ace-jack, and yeah, that's all in for almost $2.5 million from Morgenstern.
12 big blinds and awful timing for Anton's ace-jack.
Cue the swan song. And a quick call from Ortiz, and he's about to take the rest of Morgenstern's chips.
Well, Newhouse took the big chunk from him a while back. Ortiz trying to take the rest of Morgenstern's chips in 2 straight hands.
It's like overwhelming chip leader.
And after the first break, he is a huge chip leader.
He's like, basically, if he didn't play...
You know how our first level went? That's how this guy's second and third level went.
You can't believe it. I can't believe it. None of the other players can believe what they're
He
seeing.
would have made the final table and probably, like...
I mean, he would have
at
least moved up.
Morgenstern at risk. The flop, 4 trade deuce brings a chop into play.
Anton's run into some big hands, but he also hasn't played well. He had almost 30 million chips. If you go to the final table with almost 30 million, you're probably a top 3 stack.
Turn card 6 of spades. Now Morgenstern can only hope for a chop.
Yeah, Morgenstern can only stay alive with a river 5 to chop the pot.
The river card is a 9.
Good game, guys.
Ortiz wins the pot, completes the remarkable main event arc that saw Anton Morgenstern go from final table lock to main event footnote.
And how about Ortiz? Back-to-back hands from all in with 8 big blinds left to almost 8 million chips.
So sick.
Fabian Ortiz closes the book on the German hard luck story. Morgenstern stoic at the table, and there you witness a shred of the pain the 22-year-old is racked with right now.